Hello class 10 students, welcome back to my channel Learn with Ease. So far I have uploaded 7 videos and all videos are pertaining to the poetry. This is the 8th one. Before watching this video, please subscribe to the channel so that you get updated when a new video is uploaded. The ball poem looks like a simple story of a young boy losing his ball. The boy is severely upset over the loss. Normally, it may seem like a great overreaction. Children lose things as their toys and balls quite often. Usually, no fuss should be made about such a small thing. But the ball seems to be symbolizing the poet's childhood. The boy becoming an adult, losing his childhood. He was clinging on to his childhood for so long. The poet accepts the changes in his life. Although he is still suffering, yet he is learning to move on from his fleeting childhood. The true theme of the poem is that we should cherish every moment of life. Life is really very short. The poet realizes that it is very difficult to deal with the loss, but it must be done. We should move on as there is no use in wasting precious time and life. Let's look at the mind map of the ball poem. First, the theme. Loss of innocence, loss of a loved one, loss of dreams, hope and transformation. Next is setting. It is near the harbor of life. Next is message. We get attached to the things we possess in life, which we are bound to lose someday or the other. Knowing that fact, we should not feel depressed and hopeless about it and keep moving on in our life. The central idea of the poem is, loss of the ball symbolizes the loss of the poet's childhood as the poet learns the epistemology of loss. There are 2 characters in the poem. They are the boy and the poet. Let's look at the character traits. First, the boy. He was merry before the loss of the ball, upset, depressed, helpless, inconsolable, hopeless, and responsible. Now let's look at the character traits of the poet. The one who lost his childhood days the way he lost the ball. Sensible, uninvolved, silent, quiet, withdrawn and restrained. The problem we see in the poem is the boy loses his ball while playing. As the loss was unexpected, he stood there staring at the point of loss inconsolably. He could not accept the sudden loss. Now the solution is, after standing there trembling for a long time, the change in his mood or thinking makes him realize that losing is a part of the game in life and takes the loss in his stride. He becomes responsible and learns to stand up to bear the loss. The values highlighted in the poem are, the precious life should not be wasted as it ought to be lived purposefully and fruitfully, and that is possible when we stand up and come out of depression. The moments in this short-lived life should be cherished. We should move on with the changing time. Let's see the poetic devices of the poem, the ball poem. The first one is anaphora. Repetition of the word what in the first 2 lines and merrily in the 3rd and 4th lines. The second poetic device is repetition. Balls will be lost always, and please refer to the text for the remaining words. The next poetic device is alliteration. Buys a ball back. You can check for other examples of alliteration in the poem. The next poetic device is rhyme scheme. The poem does not follow any rhyme scheme. The next poetic device is metaphor. Young days or childhood compared with a lost ball. The next poetic device is transferred epithet. Desperate eyes. You know, the eyes are not desperate, but the boy is sad. Next poetic device is the tone, and the tone of the poem is somber or sad. The next poetic device is imagery. As he stands rigid, check out the words till harbor where. And the next example is merrily bouncing down the street. The next poetic device is symbolism. Ball. It's a symbol for the boy's past childhood days that are now gone. The loss of ball basically symbolizes the loss of the boy's innocence, and it's a symbol of the boy gaining knowledge on how to experience loss and survive. It is also symbolic of gaining mature thinking. The next poetic device is enjambment. Please check out in the poem. The next poetic device is apostrophe. It is used when the poet addresses his poem to an absent audience. Though the poet is addressing the boy who is away from him does not respond to him. And the last poetic device is assonance. The first example is he is learning. Use of vowel sound E. The next example is well behind his desperate eyes. The next example is what is the boy now who has lost his ball? In this example, we see the use of vowel sound O.